I accidentally hit the button. I was putting the
Oh,
phone in the mount and I hit the button.
I didn't finish my face.
Hmm?
Leave my face.
Let's put it away. Put it away.
Okay.
Nobody's watching right now, so it's cool.
So it's just talk. We need something to open it.
Hmm? I have a knife right here.
Oh, you so prepared.
Yeah.
Nobody's watching. Oh, somebody gave us a thumbs up. So somebody's watching.
We got 2 boxes from Tesla.
Yep.
I ordered from the shop, and they came in.
I'm supposed to have my YouTube running at the same time.
Yeah, automatically.
I need to go get a charger. We have an extension over here?
You want to use mine?
Huh?
You want to use mine?
Well, you always keep the same charge up.
Hmm?
Don't you always keep the same charge?
I have my phone right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey, Jonah. Jonah's watching.
Hey, Jonah! Hey, Jonah!
We got a box, and this one must not be fragile because I'm twirling it around.
I hope not.
Some might already know what it is just by the size of the box.
What is that? I don't know what it is.
Let's open it and see.
Oh my God, I'm not even. Hurry up, hurry up.
A very fine Cutco knife.
Come on, China, come on.
Cutting form is awful right now.
Okay. So, opening the box. What is it? What is that?
It's our mobile cable organizer.
Ooh.
This is gonna go on the wall. We have the red one that we've been using to hang the cable on, but this one we're gonna put on the wall. It's gonna look nicer. That one's kind of off to the side, and now it'll look better in between 2 Teslas. So we got the real deal now. It comes with all the mounting hardware we need, and an instruction manual. For some reason, it seems like this should be self-explanatory.
So how does is it work similar to the red one that we have?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Except this part right here, you can wrap the cable around.
Oh.
So it's better.
Fancy.
So you hang the
So I don't have to
cable
run over
here.
the cable.
Yeah.
Is it bad if you run over the cable?
Hmm?
Is it bad if you run over the cable?
Yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but you shouldn't run over the cable. What? You've been running over the cable?
I just ran over it today by mistake.
Okay, whatever.
I figured it was bad, so I hurried up and got from over it.
So you knew it was bad and you ran over it anyway.
I didn't know it was down there, is what I'm saying. I didn't know. It was like balled up like by where my car would normally be.
You just now?
No, not just now.
No.
I don't even know if I plugged that thing in.
Oh.
Did I? I don't know. Maybe I did.
I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
Big box.
Time for the big reveal.
Does anybody want to guess what the big box is?
Yeah, guess.
And why I'm so excited about the big box?
What's in the big box?
I know what's in the big box.
I know what's in the big box.
The big box came from, I think it came from the Gigafactory. Ooh. This one came from that warehouse they have in Lathrop, I think is the name of it. Yeah, Lathrop, California. They both shipped on the same day from 2 different warehouses. I'm pretty sure this one came from the Gigafactory. Unless they have something else in Sparks, Nevada.
Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess?
Big box.
What could it be?
From Tesla.
No guesses?
From Nevada.
No guesses, no guesses, no guesses? Okay.
All right, I'm going to start opening because I've been wanting to open this for a while. No guesses. No comments. Everybody's quiet.
It's probably just us talking to ourselves.
4, 5 people.
Oh, let's see. The wall charger was the actual, well, no, it wasn't a wall charger. What was the first thing that you opened?
The mobile cable organizer.
Yeah, we already have the wall charger.
Well, it's not the wall.
Oh, well, not the wall charger. Don't knock over my drink, man.
Get that crap out the way.
Okay, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Hurry up, hurry up.
It's upside down.
Ugh.
They still can't see what it is.
Still can't see what it is. And there it is. He's so excited.
This is a nice box.
It is. I like the quality of this box. That's a beautiful box. Yeah. Die-cast semi.
I want to be careful opening it.
Please don't mess this box up. You know I like nice boxes.
Okay, so I think it's gonna come up here.
Yeah. Okay. Don't knock down the camera, cause you know.
It usually falls.
Yeah, it usually fall down.
Maybe we can get through this without it falling. Slide it out of the box. Box out of the way. And it's in.
Watch out! Don't let it fall out! Don't let it fall out! Don't
I'm
let it.
holding the bottom.
Did you get to pick a certain color before you open it up?
No, you don't get to pick a color.
I know what color it
If you do
is.
a car,
I already saw what color it is. Have you seen what color it is?
it's probably silver.
Okay, I'm gonna let you open it up.
If you do the car, if you get the die-cast car model S3 or X, I think you have like 3 colors to choose from. I don't think black or any are of the colors. And it's silver.
Don't be like that person that opened their iPhone on the first day and it falls.
And it falls.
Because you'll be so sick. I'll take this.
I feel like the camera doesn't need to be on me.
It's gonna definitely fall. I'm just waiting for the moment that this thing falls down. It's 100% gonna fall.
Yeah.
Okay, now you want to take it up the clear plastic.
I feel like I should be wearing white gloves.
Really?
It's the mirrors. Gotta watch the mirrors. A lot of truck drivers get in accidents, and it's not like the big things that people think of. It's usually like the mirrors and bumpers. And even at a process like this,
Wait,
you
look
wanna-
how you taking it out the bag.
you want to watch. You always got to make sure you have clearance for your mirrors.
Look how you were gently removing it.
I had a
Certificate.
certificate of authenticity, just in case I need to take it to Pawn Stars. I have it.
Yeah, that'll be something I would do. Like, don't mess up, Zach. I'm gonna take your semi to Pawn Stars. Zach could be like,
I don't know what
don't
the
say that.
what's doing in there.
Oh, it actually has like the screens on the inside. Do the doors open? No.
Okay, I think the doors do open.
How? Do you press the button and they pop open?
I'm not sure. I think they open. They were open in the picture I saw.
We about to break it. Do you press it? No.
But they should open like suicide doors. If they do open. I didn't see anybody.
I don't know, Zach. I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm not
to break
gonna
it.
do too much.
It's really. They have like Tesla back here. It's really nice.
No airlines. This one won't be hooking up to a little mini trailer. It doesn't have no connections. And it
So
has
what do you think about it?
Semi on the license plate.
So I'm gonna take it from you. I'm gonna take it from you.
I'm still looking at it.
Look, he doesn't want me to take it. What do the instructions say? I don't know if it came with instructions. I don't know. He just got the box all over the place.
I thought the door open. You got this. That was for the other thing. No, we don't have instructions.
No instructions. Just says true representation of the actual vehicle.
And it has the screens in there. And the screens have it. There's like a little piece of plastic that shows something on the screen. I feel like those wipers aren't going to be like that in the real version.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to ask you. So, with this truck being compared to your truck that you have now, What do you see on this? Because this is I guess, an actual like smaller version of the truck. What do you see at this truck right now, from just looking at it, that you definitely don't have in your truck currently?
Well,
Is
the
there?
first thing you see is those two screens on the inside. Most trucks are kind of anti-technology, if you will. Like the Mack truck that I drive now has no buttons on the steering wheel, and I'm just happy it has Bluetooth with the radio. But other than that, it's a pretty basic
Okay.
truck.
All right.
And this seems like it's gonna do everything. Obviously, you're sitting in the middle, and the passenger will sit off to the right. I feel like this door opens. I want to open the door.
Okay, so maybe I should look up how to open the door on the.
Another thing you notice is if you drove a truck, the mirrors are really far away from where the driver sits. That's something I'd be worried about. I hope they can get to a point where they can replace these mirrors with cameras, because they're so far away they're gonna create kind of a blind spot just seeing around them. I kind of have that problem when I get to a stop sign, and when you're slowing down, the mirrors are so huge that there's a car coming in the cross direction, the mirror can actually block out a whole car. Had that happen today. You can see the car at the last minute.
Okay. Anything else?
I wonder if they're gonna get up more of the weight of the battery to the front of the car, because that's something they're gonna have to be able to do if this is a true representation.
Does the front open?
I don't think so.
No, it doesn't look like the front opens. That's definitely just straight.
Don't think the front opens.
The door doesn't look like it would open.
It's moving.
Okay, we'll watch this guy open his.
It's really cool. The fifth wheel doesn't move.
Oh, the door does open. How the door opens? Is it underneath? Oh no. Just opens. Just opens.
I don't have any fingernails.
There we go. Let me get
Okay.
the other side. Okay, don't scratch it.
Okay. We got them open.
Jesus. Thank God for a girl with nails.
And that's the video we were watching. Yeah, so there's some good storage in the doors. I guess that's going to be on the real version. There's no reason for them to put that there.
Do you like the doors opening that way?
I don't think it would really make that much of a difference since you're going to be getting in behind the driver's seat, so it shouldn't matter which way the doors open. As long as there's something there for you to hold on when you get in. I'd be more concerned how these steps hold up since they're inside the truck. You go to a lot of places where you kind of have to walk through mud and dirt. So I would be worried about keeping this area clean since it's on these steps, since it's on the inside of the door.
Look at him, worry about keeping it clean.
Well, I don't like it. Nope. Most truck drivers don't like to have a dirty truck. Unless they're slobs. And I guess some people are slobs. Whatever. You do your thing. But I don't like having a dirty truck. Let's see. The wheels move.
Yep, the wheels move.
The last thing I'm curious about is how they get more weight on the front wheels. Because on regular trucks, you have the big engine sitting over these two wheels and you get the weight there. But on this truck, the battery is going to be in this area. So you're going to have a lot more weight on these wheels. And there's a maximum weight that trucks are allowed to carry, but there's also weight per axle. And you don't get that much weight on these axles. And it doesn't look like it's going to have that much weight on these axles. So that's kind of my main concern. It's not so much the total weight, it's just getting enough weight on the axles so you have the weight available on these axles for your load. Does that make sense?
It does. You explained that very well.
They didn't go all the way out. They didn't put any fake little hoses, your red, green,
Yeah, they
and
could
blue
have.
hose that you would use to attach to your trailer. But
They could
that
have
that's
really got
probably
there.
nitpicking. You can kind of see them where the motors would be in here, right in between the wheels, similar to the Model S, X, and 3. One, two. Like they're kind of stacked on top of each other, kind of off to the side. Well, not on top of each other, but kind of offset from each other. But that might change. Uh, They went with the one with the big tires in the back. That's different. I kind of talked about this in
Please
one
don't
video.
drop it.
Oh, I'm not dropping this thing.
Please don't.
This is like the less popular design. Most truck, I guess technically this wouldn't be an 18-wheeler. I mean, this truck is only going to have 6 wheels. Most have 10. Usually you'd have 8 wheels back here. There are advantages and disadvantages to having this wheel setup, but I think the Tesla Semi will be able to do either. I think the other one doesn't have this wheel setup because they have the red one and the silver, and I think they're different.
Cool. So, can I hold it? I don't want to hold it. I want it to sit down.
Oh.
So, do you feel like in the cabin area there's enough space for you as a driver? I know it's obviously not the real thing and you're not seeing the real thing, but do you feel like it's enough space for what you normally do?
That's going to depend on how much the seat adjusts. Because trucks are different. The leg room in trucks is kind of weird. Like in a car, if you need more leg room, you push your seat back. In a truck, if you need more leg room, it really mostly only goes up. It'll go back a little bit, but if you get in a truck and a shorter driver had been in that truck before, the seat's gonna be all the way down. So it's really gonna depend on how much the seat adjusts. But I mean, there's plenty of room. There's no reason for it to not, as long as the seat's comfortable. And I don't think they're gonna throw a rinky-dinky seat in there.
And I see obviously this I'm gonna say snout on the truck is a lot shorter than some of the normal trucks that you drive. Do you think that there's advantages or disadvantages to not? Because I'm pretty sure even while you're sitting in your seat, you'll still be able to see the front of your normal truck. But this, it looks as if like it'll be kind of like in my X where it's almost super hard to see the front.
A couple things. You're gonna be a lot closer to the front of the truck, so less blind spots in the front area. And since the front of the truck is so short, you'll be able to maneuver a lot better in tight spaces. Like if you have like those Peterbilts, they have the long hoods. Those look nice, and truck drivers like them because they're cool and big, and they have a lot of chrome everywhere. But when you get in really tight spaces, those aren't they aren't the best to drive.
Right. I hear you.
They're great for over the road and just hitting the highway, but when it's time to back into a tight spot or a blind side off a street or something like that, then those can be problematic.
So does it bother you? Because obviously trucks, people like them for the chrome and for the pipes and all of those type of things. Obviously, these trucks doesn't have pipes, and the chrome is pretty non-existent.
Actually, that's the weird thing about the Tesla Semi is most truck drivers just love lots of chrome.
Right.
And only like the newer Freightliners are kind of embracing like the chrome the least, but all the nicer trucks have tons of chrome.
Right.
But Teslas are like nicer cars, and they have lots of chrome. And most people, the popular thing to do is to do a chrome delete. And this vehicle basically already has a chrome delete, which is, I guess, except the door handles, which is the opposite of what you would expect from a truck, and is what everybody wants in their car, and it's not what they're doing in the cars.
Right.
I always thought that was kind of funny.
So with the front, this truck has a actual trunk, which you don't hear in a 18-wheeler
No.
at all.
Absolutely.
What type of things do you think this would be useful for even storing as a truck driver?
Uh,
I'm
there's a
coming back
lot
to
of
your
empty
questions too,
space in
or
here.
answers.
I would imagine tools, your reflective triangles, your maybe an extra fire extinguisher. I'm not sure if the fire extinguisher is required to be inside the cab. It might be better to have that in the cab. Um,
Yeah.
it might be a place you can keep maybe like some chains, equipment, maybe like grease for your fifth wheel, because this is your fifth wheel where the trailer sits on top of it. You have to keep it greased so the trailer isn't like rubbing, isn't there isn't too much friction between the truck and the trailer, and you can turn easily.
And another thing, so most trucks they have a lot of, again, they like chrome and they love lights. Most trucks, 18 wheelers, you'll see are covered in lights and yellow lights and different types of lights to see better in foggy areas and hard to see areas. Do you think that the normal lights that they just have in the front is good enough?
I would be worried about the lights, but only because the lights on the Model S haven't gotten the best ratings, but I think the Model 3's headlights have gotten better ratings. And it's really just going to depend on the quality of the lights that they use to determine whether or not they're going to be good lights. There should be some amber colored lights right here. I think the real one has it. I don't see them on here, but yeah, there should be. I think it's 3 lights that should be up here, and probably some should be on the doors also. But that's like really nitpicky stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it says Tesla on the top. It says Tesla and then semi.
Said that.
I didn't. I was looking at the semi part because it's bigger.
Okay, so you already probably have a huge glass in your truck, in your 18 wheeler.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this glass? Because it kind of almost feels like one of those big 360 style type of glasses in an 18 wheeler. Because this seems like a lot of glass to me in a big truck. How do you think you will adjust to having so much more like view? It's almost like you're in a glass house.
I think the view is going to be a little better since you're sitting a little forward. It looks like the A pillar might be a little further back than I'm used to. I can't tell if it's a little further back or a little further forward, but it looks like you'll have a better view. This will be the nuclear explosion proof glass that they talked about. It's one big piece. A lot of trucks have 2 pieces of glass, and that's just because it's a lot cheaper to have 2 pieces of glass. When rocks start hitting the glass, you break a piece, you just replace half of it, and you don't have to replace the whole windshield.
That's inventive.
But it looks real janky to have a big plastic strip in the middle because you cheaped out and didn't want to get one big piece of glass.
So, how do you feel about the mirrors? I mean, the mirrors look standard.
One thing I worry about is like the where the windows are will be so far from where the driver is sitting.
Right.
And when you're driving a truck, you do a lot of passing paperwork to and from security guards and booths. Like you be reaching out the window, so that might be a little inconvenient. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if the chair could swivel, but I guess you would just have to put it in park and just walk to the window.
But definitely an inconvenience.
A
minor inconvenience, but an inconvenience at that. So, how do you feel? Because I'm not sure how standard this is, but you have like this piece right here. I don't know if this will be on the truck, but this is just like this solid mass of plastic. Because normally you can see these wheels, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
On an 18 wheeler. So how do you feel about this piece of metal right there? I'm assuming it would be in.
I would bet that this would be like an upgrade, like a part of an aero package. It probably would be necessary to get the maximum amount of range. Yeah, most trucks don't have this. There are 2 deliveries I go to where if I did have this on my truck, I would probably break it because there's not enough clearance for like the big holes and stuff I have to
Right.
get around and
Potholes everywhere.
yeah. But if you're over the road and you have nice delivery setups, you're only going to docks and stuff like that. This is probably fine. Uh,
Just to go through some of the questions or responses. Christian says there will be 2 versions, one with 300 miles and the other with 500 miles. So maybe the one with the longer range will have more wheels on it.
that'll probably just be optional, just based on how that'll probably be something you can option out.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Even with the 300 miles, I think you still drive trucks that have all of the wheels still on it, right? Yeah. Says the Model Y has Chrome delete from factory, and it says there's cameras on the side. Maybe if regulatory change, if you won't need the side mirrors. So these side mirrors, but we haven't really.
I think these are the cameras on the side. But these are the cameras on the side that he might be talking about.
But you
where they're
saying,
supposed to be, but they're going to need to have another camera somewhere else so you can see the blind spot in front of those cameras.
right?
But I mean, the autopilot suite it's supposed to have basically enhanced autopilot, so it's going to need to have cameras all over the truck anywhere. So they're probably hidden somewhere that they just haven't shown yet.
I'm still not sure about the cameras replacing the side mirrors. Because there's an instance when I was driving Zach's car and his camera that he normally uses that I used to back up with just to see, it went out on me. Not that it just went black for a second.
Oh.
And I'm thinking of in an 18-wheeler for a camera to black out and you're about to change lanes and you can't see. That's so super dangerous. And I know it was like a 1 in 100 chance, I guess, that happened because he went outside and it was working again. And I was like, okay. But
yeah, usually the Model S,
don't break that.
a reset will fix just about anything. It probably just needed a reset just to close it and reopen the camera.
But you definitely don't want to reset while you're going down. What's that bridge that you can't get off on for a long stretch?
Oh, the Basin Bridge?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to have to do a reset while driving down that type of bridge. You want to be able to have all those cameras working. So they have a lot of bugs and things that they need to fix before taking these side mirrors off, especially off of one of these.
And if they can get that done, it would be a lot better because
Modern trucks have
when these mirrors get wet and it's raining, you can't see anything when you change
Right.
lanes. So if it's raining and you're passing a truck, I highly recommend you to make sure you have your headlights on, because if that truck needs to change lanes, he's probably not going to be able to see you.
Right. Bob Ware says, do modern trucks have sonar?
I think some of the newer Freightliners, and I think Peterbilts have had them for a while, where it's kind of like a front crash detection. And the Peterbilt that I was in one time, it was overly aggressive. Like anytime you come to a curve, it's beep 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 because it thinks you're going to run into the signs and run off the road. So I mean that's basically the most advanced I've heard as far as like a sonar. I don't know if it's actually sonar, but I think that's kind of what you're kind of referring to.
Right.
Any more?
No more questions. But let's see. I'm trying to see. So
Another thing about it is, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
It's kind of like for a day cab. Meaning a truck with only 2 seats, a driver and a passenger seat. It's kind of big in a way in the back.
Thing.
It almost looks like it has a sleeper back here, but it's open space. This area right here are the flaps that they were talking about that are supposed to adjust to the trailer to direct the airflow around the trailer to make it more aerodynamic around that trailer, and you have this big area of space right here, and it could make it a little not difficult, but it will give you less options to to hook up to the trailer and to make really really tight turns that you have to do sometimes.
That was my question. I was gonna ask you, how about a sleeper, because it's already so long.
Yeah,
You're just gonna add, I'm assuming, another one of these
but
panels.
the I guess the thing is this space right here, even though it's not as deep as other trailers, because this space right here is where those flaps are, and but this is just kind of this space here to here is kind of empty space. So maybe they can keep the design the same,
And just add.
and when they wanted to do a sleeper, they can just pull it back. And since you already have the on the inside, you already have the passenger sitting behind the driver's seat, you could just push that all the way back, and you can have a huge cab in the same amount of space as a day cab trailer. So that could be
So they've pretty
that could be
much
really
prepared all
beneficial.
of their trucks for sleepers if necessary. The design is there. You just have to push it back.
Yeah, I would think so.
Did you hear about the truck that can drive remotely? Did you hear about the truck that drives remotely?
I've heard about a couple of trucks that drive remotely. Supposedly, this is one that they can do today. They say they can. I don't think they've done a demonstration yet. There was a beer truck that I forgot what it was called. I think Otto. And Uber was doing some automation with their trucks for a while. And there's one more company that's doing, and Tesla lost an executive to a company that's doing automated trucks. What you looking for?
Nothing, just looking around just to see. They really went into detail in this because they actually even have something on the screen.
Yeah, they have like a little detailed mark on the mirrors also.
Yeah.
I thought it was a scratch, but it's like a little minor indentation. I guess it just directs airflow.
Yeah, they really went into detail. So in your truck that you have now, the flooring in the truck, because this is just plastic obviously right now.
Yeah.
What type of flooring do you have in your truck? Is it just a hard metal?
No,
Is it a carpet like a regular car?
Every truck I've been in has like a rubber mat flooring, and sometimes you would have like another rubber mat on top of that that's removable that you can kind of hose off if you get it dirty. But I think they just go with something cheap. I've never been in a truck that has carpet flooring. They might put carpet flooring in the back seats, but I haven't been in one with a sleeper in a long time. Because they might want to make the sleeper area feel a little more homey, but the front area around the driver, it's all work.
So in the back of the truck, just questions now. What is this area up here for? This gap. Let me raise it up.
This?
Yeah, that gap.
This is the roof. I think this is this might be another thing where they're making them kind of the same.
Like they could take this part off and use this as a smaller truck?
Yeah, like some
Like a U-Haul type of situation.
oh, like this whole thing should be able to come off, and you would have this, and that would be good for like a tanker or a flatbed, something that doesn't have the full 13.5-foot trailer, so you don't really need a fairing this tall.
Right. I hear you. Okay.
I would imagine it has enough space to walk around without bending over, because if it does, you don't need that extra headspace.
Right.
Even though some trucks do have that for storage.
Okay.
It even has the red and white DOT
The
reflective
stripes,
tape.
yeah. Other than that, I mean, looks good.
Yeah.
Real cool.
They're getting so much of our little chandelier. One door open.
Do you think the doors would close automatically on these? Like the Model
Like the Model X?
Yeah. Or
If
how
I had
about
to-
I put it like this? Do you wish the doors would close automatically?
As a person who's locked himself out of his truck a couple times, I don't know. I don't know if I would want that.
How many you locked yourself out of your truck?
Uh, I
Can
mean,
you
I
count on one
guess-
hand?
Huh?
Can you count on one hand? How many times you locked yourself out?
Oh,
of
just
your-
twice.
Okay, perfect.
I don't think because it's a work vehicle. I don't think that's a luxury that they're gonna throw in on there. It has the same door handles as the Model 3, so I would imagine it's gonna be the same kind of door opening mechanism, and the Model 3 doesn't have that, so that's another reason to think it won't have it. And the Model S doesn't have it yet, which is really confusing to me because you would think the Model S would have the automatic opening door since the Model X has it.
Yeah.
Especially after they added the bioweapon defense and they kind of got the S and X more in line with each other.
Any other cool things you saw?
One thing I saw in one of the videos is I don't even know if it's legal, but I don't know if it's a requirement that the trucks are required to have. But the parking brakes, usually trucks have a red and a yellow knob that you pull to engage the brakes, and the Tesla Semi doesn't have that. I believe it was on the touch screen. Like I was watching one video of a guy in the truck, and like for a split second I saw the red and the yellow screen on the bottom of the left screen. But it's kind of a concept vehicle right now, so maybe it doesn't have to meet all those requirements, or maybe that requirement doesn't even exist. But because all trucks have the same shape and size pulls, so I always thought it was a requirement.
I do know I am in a couple of different Tesla groups now, and somebody said they don't know how they feel about a semi being able to take off so fast. And how do you feel about the semi being able to take off, I guess, faster than a normal semi? Advantages and disadvantages, I guess.
Well, the main advantages is you can get up to speed with traffic normally without being a burden to everybody else. Because that's the worst thing. Like, I know I'm trying to merge, and I know it's happening slowly. I also don't want to be in your way, but this is where we are. It's going to take me a minute to get to speed.
Yeah.
Literally a minute to get to speed. Because when Elon Musk said that a normal semi goes 0 to 60 in 1 minute, I'm like, it doesn't take me a minute to go 0 to 60. And I went out there and I stopped at a ramp. The light was red, it turned green. I merged onto the interstate. It took me 75 seconds to get up to 60 miles per hour. And I had a half loaded trailer. So maybe if I had one of those big old Peterbilts, I probably would have got a little faster. But
so, what do you find any disadvantages of it?
I guess the main disadvantage would be an overly aggressive driver hitting it a little too hard and having a load similar to the type of load I have, where things are just stacked on pallets in the trailer, and you can make things fall really easy.
Right.
I think that would be the main disadvantage. Making pallets and product fall and causing things to be damaged. But if you think about it, 0 to 60 in 20 seconds with a loaded trailer it's still not super fast by any means.
I can say that I look at this truck right now, and I look at a Peterbilt, and no offense to truck drivers out there or anything, but this truck, or people who like this truck, it does look a little bit more delicate than the other trucks.
Yeah.
You know, it does look a little bit more, I guess, it's bougie. It's a bougie truck, you know. It's definitely more, doesn't seem, you know how there's Ford Tough and that type of image. I guess when you see Peterbilt, you see like a strong truck.
In the trucking community, trucks with these short noses are kind of looked down upon. It's like a driver would almost think that he's like better than everybody else because he can drive the truck with the big long nose. Like, look at me, I can't even see the front of my truck, but I can back it in though. You want to know how I do it? You better get some experience under your belt so you can be like me.
Yeah,
But until then, you drive your little short nose truck until you learn how to drive.
It seems like it's more of a delicate truck. I hate to say delicate, but it doesn't seem like it could pull the same things as a Peterbilt. However, it can pull the same things of a Peterbilt
And more.
and more. But how do you think it will take some of the, I guess, hardcore things that you guys do pull? Like, let's say pulling chemicals, things that swish around in the back of the truck. You're going 0 to 60, and that thing takes off. Obviously, all the liquid is going to fly to the back. And then when it comes to a hard stop, it's going to come flying straight to your back.
I'm thinking that companies that have loads that are normally unstable, like chemicals, like products, things stacked on pallets, livestock.
Yeah.
People that have stuff like that, they might just automatically go in and like disable the acceleration and just limit it to a certain amount, just so the driver won't even have the opportunity to damage stuff like that.
Yeah,
because you don't want to have a load of livestock and then
chill mode. Someone said chill mode.
Yeah, you don't want to have a load of livestock and then you show up at the butchering place. I don't know if any of the Tesla owners want to hear that, but I was just at a place that kind of does that. You don't want to show up there with all the animals or chickens or horses or cows or whatever all broken up because you were having fun. Because you were having fun on the interstate. I don't know a delicate way to say that.
Oh, God.
I don't know the delicate way to say that. I don't know the delicate way to say that.
Oh, broken up.
Just the animals just arrived traumatized.
Cows in the back, broken legs. Just kill me now. I'm ready. Oh, Lord. So it say Volvo has autonomous trucks for seaport docks. Bob Ware says Volvo has autonomous trucks for seaport docks. Then Christian says about the door, sure will open with your phone or your card.
Yeah.
Then he says the Volvo truck does not even have a cab for a driver. It's flat.
And I was kind of just joking about locking myself out. I mean, I have in my regular truck, but at least with this truck, I would be able to say, hey, I locked myself out of my truck again. Can you just unlock the door? And they'll be like, okay, Zach. Bop, 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 and then my door opens. So,
okay.
I mean, it's going to hurt on the locking.
Yeah.
Because I usually see somebody locking themselves out of their truck every now and then. Because usually truck drivers, here's the thing some people don't know. Usually truck drivers will leave their truck running when they go into a truck stop, and they'll just have another key with them. And they'll bring it with them because
they lock the doors though.
Yeah.
So don't go pulling on.
So if you're used to if you're used to doing that and you lock the door from the door and you forget to bring the key out, then you can easily lock the truck with your key in there with the truck running, and you're gonna need to call a pop-a-lock person quickly. So with this, you can just open it from your phone or you can have someone do it remotely.
Christian says 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, empty. That's the spec Elon gave in the presentation.
He said empty, but he didn't make it clear whether or not it was like limited or if it was just empty with an empty trailer or just completely with an empty trailer or just without a trailer, just bobtailing like this.
Like that. He says the Model 3 drivetrain is rated to, I'm assuming that's a million miles, and the semi will have four Model 3 motors. So, guess he'll be 4 million miles. Oh no, 3. The semi will have 4 Model 3 motors. So yeah, 4 million miles.
I mean, not necessarily. You're talking about a Model 3 that's just going to be carrying around its own weight, which is its own weight in the cargo and the passengers, which is at most maybe a little over 4,000 pounds. This thing could be pulling 80,000 pounds every day. It's going to be a lot more stress if that's the same motor, even if it's 4 of them. So it'll
He's
definitely.
Saying in the end, he's saying it's going to be strong.
Yeah, it'll definitely
what.
definitely be able to. Well, it should be able to.
Yeah.
Outlive the best Class 8 motors out there right now, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to say 3-4 million miles. That's a lot.
That's me saying that.
Oh,
He didn't say that. He's just saying like, so it's gonna be strong. But I'm like adding it all up. Other than that, I mean, it's a nice truck. It's just, I guess I'll have to see it in order to believe it, just like I had to see your car in order to believe it.
just give me a couple years.
In a couple years, we might have one.
In a couple years, we're gonna get one.
In a couple years, sounds like we're gonna get one. Where is it gonna be parked?
I'm already working on that.
Obviously, I'm not in the know of anything that happens here. So for everyone who thinks that maybe I because I have the loudest mouth in the house that I can kind of talk over Zach and do, no.
It's all up here.
It's a mind game.
It's a mind game. Gotta let it happen.
I don't like that move. I don't like that move.
I don't know where that came from.
What was that
It
move?
felt right, but then it didn't look right.
It looks horrible. Like what were you going after?
I don't know. I was kind of trying to do what you were doing, and then I wasn't doing what you were doing.
Jesus. Goodness gracious. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice little toy for you to have. London, if you're watching this,
She might be watching. Jones
I
still
know.
watching.
London, if you're watching this, which is our little baby girl, I'll let you play with it when Daddy's not here.
No, you're not. I'll put it. I was gonna be way out of your reach, London.
I'm gonna let you play with it when Daddy's not here.
Mommy can't reach tall things.
Mommy can go get a ladder or a chair.
The ladders have spiders on them.
I don't care. I'll dust them off just for you, baby girl. Just for you. We're gonna play with them.
You know, something is going to be really nice that I don't think a lot of people are going to appreciate if when we get to a point where the majority of trucks are electric. Truck stops are going to be so nice.
You think?
Truck stops. If
You think truck stops are gonna get nicer because the trucks are electric?
they're going to be so much quieter.
Okay, so quieter and nicer aren't the same thing.
It's a part of it.
Okay, it's a part of it, but it's probably like 1/8 of the problem at a
I mean,
truck
if
stop.
you're talking about like trashiness, I don't think you get rid of that.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it definitely won't be as noisy, and that will definitely make it nicer.
I might try to do that tomorrow because there's a truck stop I go to. If there are enough trucks there, sometimes it's like all the trucks are going out by the time that I'm going because we have like the opposite type of schedule. But I'll like try to walk past all the trucks and try to do a video, and you probably won't be able to hear anything I'm saying because every truck is rah, 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 and there's 20 of them in a row.
Well, I get that. It'll definitely probably be a lot quieter, and that will definitely tone down some of the things and whatever.
And
But nicer is, it'll definitely be nicer, yeah,
Nicer
1/8.
nicer in that way.
in that way. But if we're talking about cleaner,
I mean,
that
I guess
type
you
of
can
stuff.
make like some. You
Now,
can
there are
start.
some clean
You can start
truck
reaching
areas.
and saying if the trucks are quieter, maybe drivers will be less stressed, and then maybe then they will be. There are studies of like if the truck is so loud, if you can get rid of the noise, and you'd be less stressed. Like
I
people
don't
that are in
think-
like loud situations, they can be more stressed. If you make it more quiet, they'd be less stressed.
I
And
think-
maybe that person would be so lazy and they could just walk into the truck stop and use the restroom there instead of taking care of their business on the sidewalk. And
or you could
body-
become so lazy from not having to drive your truck that you become even more lazier, and you feel like, oh, why do I have to go put this in the trash when I can just go?
But that's already happening.
Okay, then. Someone said no diesel fumes and pollution. You won't be breathing in smoke, so much smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, the diesel fumes definitely are there. The diesel fumes mixed with urine.
How do you think this will affect, like, the diesel and gas type of companies? Because obviously, trucks take a lot of diesel. If this becomes a roaring thing, and it's obviously because Walmart is getting into it, A lot of these other top brands are getting into it. So
There are a couple companies making electric trucks or planning on making electric trucks, and Tesla is probably going to be really limited as how many they can make.
right.
Definitely in the beginning, and probably for the foreseeable future. So I don't think like the death nail is about to be put on diesel for probably not even in my lifetime. Like
Oh,
and
that's
those
a great
the trucks that
question.
are already out there are going to be last. Like there are brand new trucks rolling off the line right now, and that truck, that Peterbilt that's coming up, that's rolling off the line today, is good for 1,000,000 miles.
Before I get to Thomas's question, I just wanted to go backwards. And he said diesel and gas companies will fight to the bitter end.
And then
That's
they'll
why big oil tries to kill Tesla now.
and then I would imagine like when they start to see the future, like they probably can put more of their resources towards like making plastic because you need oils to make plastic and stuff like that, and
Here's a good
maybe
question.
they can change to I guess whatever they can make instead of diesel because they won't need to make as much as that.
Thomas had a great question. If the Tesla Semi is so easy to drive, will we see less professional drivers driving?
All trucks are easy to drive, and what the Tesla Semi can do. There's a caveat to that. All trucks are easy to drive, and
Okay.
what the Tesla Semi can do as far as driving itself goes, sounds like it's like autopilot and what it is right now, and just driving on the highways. All trucks are not easy to back, and they're not easy to learn how to back. That's the hardest thing about becoming a truck driver. Learning how to back in like I guess I would be a younger driver learning how to shift because before I got in a truck, I probably had been in a standard transmission vehicle probably 4 times in my whole life.
I think, and this is
And this, so you won't have to learn how to shift since it's electric. And the backing is going to be the same. You're going to have to learn how to work the angles. You're going to have to know the dimensions and the capabilities of the truck and you're going to have to learn how to back the truck.
I personally think I can drive a truck on a straight highway forever. The moment you tell me I need to change lanes or make a turn is when it gets hard and back it up. So, will you lose great or will you find less qualified people? Because yeah, anybody, not anybody, but mostly everybody can drive a truck straight.
Mm-hmm.
But turning and changing lanes and backing up, that's where it gets hard. And you've been through school and you went through all the things that school of truck driving is,
Mm-hmm.
and you tested and everything. Do you think that you will get more or less qualified people on the roads to do this thing? Because
Definitely, it's going to open the doors for more people. So,
and that's
so
a
you can get more less qualified people, and you can get potentially more qualified people who just kind of just didn't do well on their test because there are some things that you're just not going to have to be able to do anymore. Like there might be a person that's really good at backing that didn't. We had a person like that in our class who was really good at backing but couldn't shift really well and couldn't pass the test.
and I think you also can qualify for, you know how Zach, you could probably testify for shifting. You've had your demons with it.
Oh yeah, when I got really good with it in truck driving school, and then I started driving with my company
Real life
and
happened.
driving with a real trailer with real traffic and in real driving situations, and that's a whole different ball game.
And see, and that's where
With
I
a
guess
real person writing down everything you do.
that's where it gets a little sketchy. Like when you get these real situations to start happening and you're driving by yourself, will you have those less qualified people on the road and they tear some stuff up? A lot of stuff up. Because you have a truck that can drive itself in a straight path, but you got
But I
somebody
can
that
I
can't
can
turn.
also make this argument that a lot of driving a truck is just about paying attention to what's around you. And with the Tesla Semi, I feel like you're gonna have less things you will have to worry about, and so you can focus on things. You can focus on the little things that you need to focus on as far as turning and making sure and keeping an eye on your
Okay,
trailer,
okay.
and you can look at other things. You aren't worrying about being in the right gear. You know what I'm saying?
Right. How many times do you think people will run out of charge in these things?
Oh my goodness.
Just from your experience um, with, I mean, because this is a tech truck, and you do have a lot of truck drivers, and I doubt they'll force people to start driving these trucks in in certain places, but you got some people who aren't used, they're older and they're not tech savvy, or they're younger and they're not tech savvy. So this is a tech savvy truck.
Well,
How do you think certain truck drivers will adjust to?
I think when the Tesla Semi sold, it's going to be almost almost exclusively sold to companies, and I think the companies are going to use them for routes in which it won't be able to run out of range.
Ah, okay. I hear you.
Like if they buy a bunch of 300-mile range Tesla semis, they're only going to be putting them on 200-mile routes.
Gotcha.
So that should leave plenty range for the driver to leave the truck running while he does the inspections and with the lights flashing. And if you have to unload on the road or something, you have to keep your flashers on. If you're taking a break and you just want to sit in the truck for 30 minutes with the air conditioner on, I think all that will be fine. And I don't think they're going to let you have the opportunity to run out of charge, because they're going to have to pay a big record bill
Yeah.
to come and get you if you run out of charge. And you don't. If you need to get towed by, if your truck needs to get towed by a wrecker, that's going to be like $800 minimum.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there goes your savings fuel for the. That might be a good week of fuel savings, depending on how many miles you're driving.
So, I mean, that's pretty much it that I think I have question wise. Anyone else have any more questions? Oh, did you see the Simpson episode that truck drive itself?
No,
No, but I'm pretty sure he's about to go find it.
is it a Tesla, or is this a?
I don't know. The one that Big Red died from eating too much meat. Oh my God.
What?
I guess Big Red.
That's about the Simpsons still?
Yeah.
Oh, you got my phone.
Yeah.
I, wanted to look that,
He's about to
I was ready to look it up, but you got my phone.
Yeah, but we'll look it up after, and you can comment on the next video.
Is that available on Hulu? I think they have.
I think
If that's a
the
later
Simpsons are.
episode.
I think
I don't know if they. I don't know if Hulu keeps all their latest episodes. I think they kind of delete them.
Yeah, that's the driver's name, Big Red.
We're gonna look for that on Hulu.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Anyone else have any more? No, he said it just has 10 years on there. Anyone else have any more questions about? It's an old one. It's a really old Simpsons.
Oh.
You know what? The Simpsons got to stop predicting stuff.
Yeah, they predicted everything.
They got to stop predicting stuff. Like, it's weird. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
What, the truck?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just, I've been around big trucks, I feel like forever. And I've sat in some. And this just seems super duper delicate, and it feels like, I'm trying not to say soft, but it feels soft. it feels soft, and it doesn't feel
You
like
have to realize something. This is the truck built by millennials for millennials.
I know. I can tell.
Somebody like me, I like it.
It's not that I dislike it. It's just it's not the norm. It's not what I'm used to. It's not what I've seen. It's different. It's gonna take some adjusting to get used to the look, to get used to hearing it can drive itself, to seeing two big screens sitting at the driver's control. It looks different. And that's gonna have to be adjusted, mentally.
And the thing that I noticed about truck drivers that I probably didn't give them enough credit for is they adjust to change even more than they give themselves credit for.
Right.
Because our company, since I started working there, they started switching all the trucks to automatic transmissions, and there were at least 5 drivers, at my company that said, I'm not driving an automatic transmission truck. I'm gonna quit. I'm leaving here. I'm not driving no steak. I'm a real truck driver. I'm not driving no auto. You know what they're doing now? They're driving that automatic transmission truck and they love it because you know what? It's easier and it makes their life better. And it makes their job easier and it's nice.
I think it's the fear of change.
Yeah.
It's the fear of change and the fear of adjusting and thinking it's not the norm and it's not the same. I mean, that's hard to get over for anybody in any position. You know, to hear that, oh, my truck doesn't look the same. Oh, my truck can drive itself. Oh, this is how I control it. Oh, this is what's going to happen. It has cameras all over here. You know, sometimes hearing cameras in a truck is kind of scary for a truck driver. Because I know some truck drivers, they don't like cameras. When they hear cameras, they get nervous.
Yeah.
You know, so...
That's true. A lot of truck drivers don't like cameras in trucks. And a lot of companies are going toward putting cameras in the trucks, usually one facing the driver, one facing out, because every law firm wants to sue truck driving companies. And people think that they can get a big paycheck off of driving crazy around trucks.
Yeah.
And so the truck driving companies are kind of trying to cover themselves with the cameras.
Oh, he said that one is just funny. And it shows the truck driver become lazy. That's fun. I'm sorry. Lazy. And yeah. And he said technology waits for no one. So yeah, and that's very true. It doesn't. It's constantly changing. It's constantly moving. It's always somebody trying to find the next best thing. And I'm pretty sure electric and self-driving trucks are the next best thing. It's just a scary, scary thing for myself. Just like how I'm pretty sure people were scared that your phone could FaceTime. They thought people were going to be recording.
Kind of like how you were scared to use autopilot, but you're getting the hang of it in certain situations. Limited situations.
Very limited.
I think over time you'll use it a little more.
Very limited. No, I won't. Very limited. Because situations like this, I'm on the side of a big truck who can't keep in his lane. I'm not going to stay centered in the lane while somebody's coming out of theirs.
Oh, today the wind was blowing so hard I thought I was going to get tipped over.
See? And here I am coming on autopilot on the side of you tipping over. You think I'm crazy? No.
I hate that. That's such a helpless feeling when the wind just pushes the trailer and you're just, oh no, well, if the trailer goes, I'm going.
I mean, I find that autopilot causes you to become, again, lazy. What are you doing?
I'm playing with the truck.
I feel like autopilot forces a lazy driver sometimes.
Yeah.
And lazy drivers usually never ends good.
And it probably doesn't
form.
sound good when you're packing 80,000 pounds.
Exactly.
Because at that point you're
driving a
sort
missile.
of a missile.
You're driving a missile. And God forbid, what are you carrying? Something that can blow up a whole 30-mile radius. I don't know how much. Can blow up something huge. Take out a whole interstate like we have had happen in Louisiana. We had a truck who tipped over or had gas and it was leaking all over the place. The only way they could clean it up was to what? Ignite it. It caused traffic galore because it was our interstate that it happened on. And we don't have many good interstates to travel on. So it caused pure craziness the entire day. Children didn't get home till 7 o'clock at night from school. It was just crazy. So, yeah. That's what I feel about trucks.
I wonder if they're going to put a window in the back.
Why would you need a window in the back?
It's kind of like a cheat when you're backing. It's a day cab. Most day cabs have a window in the back.
But how can you see? If there's something right here. Oh, you talking about to get close to the actual trailer?
It'll be right here.
I thought you was talking about like if you had a trailer attached. You saying you don't have a trailer attached to it?
Yeah, when a truck and a trailer is at an angle, you can see out the back window and you can see right here. That's kind of advantage to day cabs as opposed to sleepers. That's why I got to get a new curtain rod because I always take it off when I'm going to certain places, and I want to see. That thing is all janky now.
Your curtain?
The curtain rod.
Oh.
Curtain's fine.
Oh. I made him a curtain for his truck. Yeah. Any other? Okay. Any technology can help companies make more profits will happen sooner rather than later. I totally agree with that. And props to you for being an early EV adapter. Not much EVs down south.
We're getting up there.
We're
I think
doing better.
the group we have in Facebook of the Tesla Louisiana owners and dreamers, are we pushing like 400 members right now?
We're doing good. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I feel like people are now seeing, I think the main thing is when people hear about the car and they hear you don't have to pump gas.
And a lot of times you have to reinforce that.
Yeah.
You can't just say like it doesn't take any gas.
Yeah.
Like when I tell people that the car doesn't take any gas, it doesn't click with them. But when I tell them that I have not been to a gas station in 2.5 years,
that's when it.
That's when it.
Or when you tell them there's no oil changes.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I just got a check engine light. I need wiper fluid. Added it to the list on our pickup list.
I mean, so when they hear that, they're like, so you ain't gotta get oil change? No. So what about like, spark plugs and all this type of stuff? And you're like,
nope.
No. Dang. I need to get one of them. Oh, but I can't get one. And then you start telling them, well, there are cheaper models out there, and then they have tax credits, and they go, tax credits? Then that's, unfortunately, and I guess because Tesla doesn't advertise, a lot of people don't know, unless you are looking up the car yourself, what the car can do or what the car can do for you.
And mine is cool because I have a regular S75, just rear wheel drive, and I get to tell people that mine is the slowest one they basically ever made.
Right.
And that blows people's mind when that car it throws you back in your seat, and they're like, wait, all the other cars are faster than this one? Like, yeah, even the SUV, they're all faster than this one.
I actually had a coworker, I don't know if I told you this, I gave a coworker a drive, and she was like, I heard it goes fast, I want to go fast in it. And I said, are you sure you want to go fast? And she was like, yeah, I'm sure I want to go fast. Came to a dead stop like we did before, and I took off. She started screaming in my car. She was like, okay, stop. And I told her, I'm like, and this is not even the fastest one. She said, oh, hell, get me out of here.
Like, mine is the slowest, and yours is like the second slowest.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I kind of want to race because I feel like mine might be faster than yours, even though it shows that yours has a faster 0 to 60. Maybe mine just feels faster.
I'm not going that fast in my car.
But yours, but I think because yours is bigger, it just doesn't feel as fast.
I ain't even go that fast with her.
And it sits up higher.
I'm not going that fast in my car.
You want to race?
Nope.
Just right out there in the neighborhood.
No, so I have to fight these people? No. But yeah. Interesting. I can't wait. Maybe in 2, 3 years, 4 years, we'll be buying a real one.
2 years. 2.5 max.
Okay. 2.5?
Yeah, about 2.5 years.
2.5 years you plan on buying one of these?
Well, it depends on when I can get one. You know what? Yeah, it might have to be. You know what? They pushed back the production until 2020. I think was it the end of 2020?
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I'm being serious. If it's like the end of 2020, then I might need to wait till 2022.
You're really being serious?
Yeah. And it's scary because usually when I say I'm going to do something, it gets done.
That's why I keep asking you, are you serious?
I know you so do you have a Powerwall? Oh, we were going to get a Powerwall, but they don't give us the Tesla doesn't install them here, or at least they wouldn't do it for the free one. So they gave us a credit, and we just used it towards the Model X. Ended up being a pretty good deal.
Thomas said, "Not going to the gas station is my dream." And put a pinstripe on your S. It will make yours faster. And he said, "Take the semi to the track."
We could go to the track. I wonder if they would let us bring it to the track and
Right by my grandma's house.
Yeah.
My
There's
grandma
a
lives-
race strip like right behind her house.
Yeah, behind my grandma's house, there's a racetrack. It's fun hearing the
Do they
cars.
race mostly at night? Because I never see anybody out there.
No, they're always racing during the day.
During weekdays or weekends?
Weekdays. I mean weekends.
Oh,
Yeah. Usually, like if you go out there right now, they're probably packed.
no. Well, I passed by there earlier today, so maybe they just
Could have been earlier. Too early. I don't know.
maybe the weather or something. Mm-hmm.
Could be getting, you know. Yeah. But I'm still, we're going to have a conversation after this video. Because I ain't know nothing about no 2 years.
Well, it's probably be more like 4 years. I didn't consider them pushing back the production. And then there's a chance they push it back again. So my plan is to get a used one.
So you want to use one? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to buy one new?
No, that's probably not $180,000. That's not for the first truck. No.
Okay.
Because I would still have to get like a place to charge it.
Okay.
Because I can't charge it here.
No. No, indeed not. You can't even bring this in the neighborhood.
I mean, I can bring it in the
You
neighborhood.
can bring it, but where you can't leave it in the neighborhood. No, indeed not. Not in front of my house. Oh my God. I feel like I've just been hit by the real semi. I feel like I've just been hit by it. I mean, if that's your goal and your dream.
Fun fact, I only use my air horn when little kids go like this.
Oh, I use that all the time. You on your phone?
I never use my air horn. I only use it for little kids.
You know, I did that one time.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom didn't know I was asking the truck driver to do it.
Oh, you scared her?
Scared the hell out of her. Mama was, what the? Was not expecting it. Yeah, okay. Video. End it.
In the video?
In the video.
Did we go over an hour? Yep. We always manage to go over an hour.
This was a good one.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Okay. Bye.
Yes.